Hello, friends. Check out BYND. Another red day. Much to very few people's surprise, the bear train on BYND is in full effect, and we are continuing this push to the downside, getting more oversold. And I get excited when I see oversold conditions because eventually the bears are going to let up and the bulls are going to have a little bit of an opportunity. So I'm stalking and watching and waiting, and I'm going to be ready on BYND. Is it time now? No, not quite yet, but we're going to be watching those sub time frames in regular trading action to get those good opportunities. So what happened yesterday? Well, we lost our low of day basically out of the gate. Pre-market knocked that out. So when we lose pre-market levels, and we'll go to the 5 minute to watch that. Once we lose pre-market levels, like initially right out of the gate on the daily action, we just ignore them. We move on and we start playing RSIs. I'm willing to bet that the first low at 121 psychological was a 5 minute oversold bounce, and it was. So we get into a 5 minute bounce, start rejecting from our EMAs, we start carving out a trend, we change that trend with the 121.98 break, we get to a new high, great, change the 2 minute trend, and we just go sideways for the day. So it was just a condition that was a result of that drop. We knocked out our important levels, bears in control on the daily, and then we started getting into RSI dictated bounce situations on smaller time frames. What I want to focus on right now is how this trend has come into place, and we've got a nice level from back here, 120.76. So yesterday's video, we drew this channel here and we just connected a couple of our green candlesticks, our maximum resists. We drew a parallel line, just looking for a little bit of area support in one of these bodies. And today we see that we came down very close to that level and bounced away from it. So this is not a level to be playing off of just because we're here, but it does add a little bit of credit to the idea that we can look and be maybe a little bit more confident in the signs of reversal once we get down inside a channel. The longer you play inside a channel, the more consistent and strong and reliable it is. This is still relatively new. We would need to bounce out of this and come back down again, and then I would be more confident in playing it. But it is something I'm going to think about as I'm watching this trend develop. So on the daily time frame, oversold, volume picking up a little bit. 4 hour time frame, where are we? Bear is still very much in control. No signs of reversal yet. On the hourly time frame, still rejecting from our EMA 26. We do have a little days support that we can look at tomorrow. 120.76 was the support from way back when, and 120.53 is our level now. Our trend line coming into action there. So in order to turn things around, well, the first thing the bears got to do is stop driving the price down pre-market and let us use some of these levels that we're establishing during the day. But we got low day at 120.53 as support, 123.50 is resistance. If we can break over 123.50 and back test and set a higher low, that's going to set up a nice little possibility for a short-term trend change. And of course, those short-term trend changes are the first components that we need to start looking at a daily upswing. And you'll be watching those, playing those very closely, and just play accordingly once you start to see a little bit of strength. But right now, we're still in a very strong hourly downtrend. Bulls need to establish that high over 123.50 and then a higher low, and then they might start it to look like they're getting into a little bit of a better shape. But unfortunately, not a lot of good news. No real signs of strength yet. 23 RSI on the 4 hour, hourly 30.52. So what would be a hypothetical situation for us tomorrow? If we don't open inside today's range, we open lower, I would look for a dip. I would look for the 15-minute bulls, 15-minute bears, 5-minute bears for a push down. Look for signs of exhaustion. Try to capture that bottom. And the closer we get to this trend line, the better. Look for that sub 30 RSI in the 5 minute. Try and get that oversold bounce and just try and walk your stops up. Let's see if we can start getting some trend changes that carry over into the 15 and the hourly time frames. Maybe, just maybe, we can put a stop to the bleed on BYND. But again, be careful, always watching and be very wary. We are in full bear mode right now, and even though we're extended, the bears can always go further to the downside. So play cautiously and good luck.